What do you do like gambling, Lenny?
Yeah. I call it a parlay for use, but in the UK it's called a fold.
All right, we are live. What up to everybody? It's your boy Easy. It's I think a second rendition of like the MMA Big Show.
Yeah.
Couple collaboratives of the MMA community. We're joined by Chris, who represents MMA Island. You want to introduce yourself?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm Chris. I do interviews for MMA Island. Lead journalist, lead editor, all that good stuff. But I work for Low Kick MMA as well. And I'm just grinding it out here.
Lead grinder, bro. Chris has what 4 interviews today so far?
Yeah, it's tiring, man. But I love it when I'm available for sure.
Yeah, make sure you guys check that out. His link is in the description below for MMA Island. We're also joined by Lenny from MMA Unhinged. What up, though, Lenny?
What's up? How's it going?
Good, man. You want to introduce yourself to people? Let them know what you got going on and where they can find you.
Pretty much MMA Unhinged on all social media, except from Instagram, MMA Unhinged 01, which is an absolute pain in the. Yeah, but catch us anywhere, and we'll catch me, solo me, grinding away. But we're gonna hopefully get a K YouTube subscribers this year. That's my goal, and I ain't settling for anything else.
There you go.
Nice.
That's how you gotta go into it. That McGregor confidence. Are you hooking up your camera right now, Lenny?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get this stuff working. Bear with guys because it's like new camera and stuff. I'm still not like. Yeah. I think I just took a photo of myself. I'm not too sure.
Hey, I'm super excited to have Lenny, man. You're our first UK guest. It's really hard to get a lot of you guys on sometimes because of the time difference. But I know you guys are fucking hardcore MMA fans, man. So I'm glad to have you as part of one of these MMA big shows, and I want people to get to know you too because you know your shit. Even though the last minute show we did last time, all your picks were pretty much wrong. I'm not gonna.
Why you gotta do me like that, Easy?
Hey, we'll get into it today though, and hopefully we get some correct picks. Do you guys want to briefly recap the main event from this from yesterday, or do you just want to head into the UFC 257?
Yeah, we could do a recap really fast.
What was because that's what we were talking about before we went live. What was so Chris, you said you predicted yesterday's results, or
yeah, so with Chiesa, I had to write a prediction for Low Kick MMA. They have like their predictions on the article. I wrote mine it was like really accurate. It was perfectly placed, but like call me Mystic Maggie because I predicted Chiesa to win that one.
Hell yeah, Lenny, you came on our show. You and I did like a super last minute show. You were trying to teach me how to speak in English, and you took Neil Magny. Hey, there he is.
Hey, what's up? This beautiful face, everyone tuning in to see. Hey,
yes,
looks cool.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And real quick too, I said it last time too, but the fucking sign behind you, Chris, is so fire, man. It's just so perfect because you're in May Island. You know what I'm saying? You got that, sweet little palm tree chilling behind you.
Yeah. Someday I'll get my own studio. This is just like the what is it? The prototype. Yeah.
The prototype.
Like what's that word? I think I know what word you were trying to go for, but something for the meanwhile while you're waiting. Oh, what's that?
It's a side piece studio for now. That's what it is. No. Yeah. Lenny,
we get some like autographs, some stuff like that. Something tropical for sure.
Yeah. Lenny, what was your takeaway from yesterday's main event?
How good Chiesa is. He looked so phenomenal in that fight, especially I thought in this fight, because Neil Magny trains over at Elevation Fight Team, his cardio, the boys over there at Elevation Fight Team, man, them cardios, they can, them boys up there, they can go for days because they train at altitude, like really ridiculous altitude over there, like Curtis Blades, they're them lot over there, they can go for days, like 10 round plus, and not even look tired. And I saw that from Magny. He didn't really look tired, but it's just a grappling heavy from Chiesa, which just made it such a dominant performance. And he looked really good. It wasn't really him attacking submissions. It was just him, getting him on the ground, just kind of sticking in half guard and just, that was it of the fight. That's all we saw. Magny kind of needed to keep it on the feet. I feel like he had an advantage on the feet, and he can do that.
Yeah, Chiesa at welterweight's a whole different animal, man. He's on
4-0.
fire. Right
4-0. RDA, Diego Sanchez, and now Neil Magny in his resume.
RDA and Magny, man, are no hoes, especially in that division. But that's a great observation though about the submissions. I guess like he really wasn't really looking to finish too often in the fight. I wonder if it's because he's trying to survive that first 5-rounder for himself. Because that is his first main event, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or
that was his first main event, and that's a huge bonus for him himself.
What did you say, Chris?
Are you saying that Chiesa first main event or?
He made it with Kevin Lee, I think.
Kevin Lee, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I did notice that.
I believe that's the first time he's ever entered the 5th round, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure because Kevin Lee finished him, and that was kind of a weird situation there too on that one.
He didn't tap him, but he looked like he went out of I'm not sure. That was a weird stoppage.
Yeah, and by the way, to that fight,
Kevin Lee getting him on his back though.
One of the greatest all-time pressers too, leading up to that fight with Chiesa and Lee getting into it.
Oh yeah, I was out there live in Dallas. I was at that press conference live in the audience. It was pretty cool.
What, you were there for that?
Yeah, and when the fight broke out, that was so cool.
Yeah, because there was a couple big names in that presser too. Like, wasn't John was there, right? And McGregor.
Yeah, John Jones, DC. Yeah, it was a good press conference. Justin Gagey, I think. Joanne Calderwood and all of those, Chris Weidman, Kelvin Gastelum. Yeah, it was awesome.
Rustic. I miss those. I'm not gonna lie, I miss those big pressers with the whole card, kind of, But shit, guys. Speaking of cards, we got a big one coming up this week. Fucking Conor McGregor returns. How was that accent, Lenny?
That's terrible. I'm not Irish, but that's terrible.
Chris, do you got an Irish accent? We were trying the other day. Do you have one?
I don't know about me Irish accent. No, that's terrible. I'm gonna stop.
You went straight Lucky Charms on us, bro.
I don't know, but I think mine's it's okay, Artem Lobov. Oh my, okay. I don't know.
You're good, bro. Hey, you get points for trying, man. You get points for trying on that one. No, I honestly haven't looked at the prelims for this card. Is there any big fights that I should pull up there or that we should check out, or is it all pretty much stacked on the main card here?
I think it's more stacked on the main card. Just prelims. I'm sure there's some good fights in there.
You got Brad Tavares versus Antonio Carlos Jr. That's in the prelims. Arman Tixarian versus Nazar Hakapass. That's a really good fight.
Khalil Roundtree too. I didn't know that.
Khalil Roundtree, yeah.
I think this is his last fight, I believe.
Oh no, he signed a full fight contract.
Oh wait, so he's not retiring?
Yeah. No, he said he was going to retire. Then the lockdown and the quarantine, you said that he wanted to carry on fighting.
Wait, tell me, who's retiring?
So Khalil Roundtree was set to retire. He was going to make his retirement fight versus Pacquiao, or maybe there was once upon a time he was getting a fight in the works with Greg Hardy at heavyweight. That was about, but then that fell through. Then he was going to make his retirement fight versus Pacquiao. I think this has been scheduled a few times now, but now he threw out the lockdown and the quarantine. He said that he wanted to fight. Then he signed a new full fight deal with UFC.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't expect to retire because he had such a promising future at one point. Like after the fight with, I believe it was Eric Anders.
The kickboxer.
Yeah.
Gokhan Saki. That fight was great.
Yeah, he's kind of he's a good name, a big name. I didn't expect him to I guess want to retire already, but I understand not wanting to get punched in the face too. That makes sense.
I was actually thinking to myself the other day about Gokhan Saki. It's literally after that fight, after getting knocked out, he's literally gone off the radar. I can't remember the last thing I've heard about him, even in the media or anything like that. I can't remember anything coming up about his name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just I'm guessing that was his last fight. But yeah, I haven't heard anything from Saki after that fight.
And he's a great kickboxer. He was a glory kickboxer. Had a fantastic record. A really good, solid kickboxer. And it just like when it comes to MMA, then 4-ounce gloves. Any punch can put you out.
Yeah, that fight just surprised me because he got beat at his own game, and that was his key to victory is to keep it on the stand of it. But for Roundtree to do what he did is just really impressive.
100%. I agree. And then when Killer Roundtree lost to Johnny Walker with that Muay Thai, Johnny Walker kind of showed Killer Roundtree a whole different game of mixed martial arts. And then Killer Roundtree went over to Bangkok, and did his thing in against Eric Anders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Muay Thai.
Oh
those
man, his
kicks
Muay
are
Thai
fucking
beautiful,
vicious, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
The way he comes out with his leg propped up, like getting ready to it's just so beautiful to watch.
Now the guy on my right though, Marcin Parchino. Am I pronouncing that one right? I feel like we should do these shows to hear me mispronounce names. But are you familiar with him, Lenny? The guy on the right?
Yes, he's on a 3-fight losing skid. He used to fight in one championship. He's he's on a he lost against Sam Alvey, got knocked out against Sam Alvey. That was Sam Alvey's last win since going his 4-fight loss streak, then get a draw in his last fight against Dan and John. But yeah, he's at the moment he got knocked out by Alonzo Menfield, got knocked out by Sam Alvey if I'm correct. But he's on a 3-fight losing skid. So I feel like Khalil Roundtree is going to take this fight. In his last fight, he literally got dominated in the clinch versus Mike Rodriguez. And this is where I feel like Khalil Roundtree will shine because, obviously recently getting that Muay Thai over Bangkok, and this is a perfect fight for him to get back to the win record, back with the win column.
And then, Chris, we'll hit this one, and we'll hit the Brad Tavares fight, and then we'll jump into the main card if you want. But did you want to make a prediction for this one?
Yeah, Roundtree, second round, third round TKO. I just, he's got some solid power in his hands, and I think being away for that long, during 2020, I feel like it would be good for him to hone his skills, and I definitely think we're going to see a new version of Roundtree. So I think Roundtree by knockout.
Yeah, and then this is kind of like a new analysis for me on this one. I mean, I didn't know he was fighting, obviously, but the fact that Lenny told me he was on the verge of retiring makes me think there's probably a newfound passion for him too in the sport. So maybe we see that a prime Khalil Roundtree again. So I'm gonna take him too. If I'm picking round, I'll say it goes all 3 decision, but dominated decision.
Like against Eric Anders when he just knocked him down at will. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was 3 or 4 knockdowns, I think, which is crazy.
Taking Khalil Roundtree unanimous. Brad Tavares makes a return too against Antonio Carlos Jr. From Brazil. Lenny, who do you have in this one? What's your predictions and pick on this one?
Recently, Brad Tavares, he hasn't been on the best of runs. In his last fight, lost against Edmund Shabazian, absolutely getting decimated with that head kick from hell. Absolutely, got knocked out of starch by Edmund Shabazian that night. And then before that, lost to Israel Adesanya decision. Nothing, not too shame in that. Champion now in the division. Can probably hold his head up high for that one. Making a decision. If you look at Israel Adesanya recently, been knocking everyone out except from Yoel Romero, but. He's been finishing everyone. But Antonio Carlos Jr., he's no joke on the ground. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's really, really good on the ground. He just, this is where I feel like he's going to take the fight. If you look at his record, he's got most of his wins are via submission. There's not a lot of decisions in there. Last time he went to a decision was against Marvin Vettori when he beat him at UFC 207. Was in 2016. But, he's a really good fighter. He's had wins over Tim Boach, Shaq Marshman, Eric Spicely. He's a really good fighter. If he gets it to the ground, he's Brad Tavares is going to be in really, really bad trouble. But Brad Tavares has got some decent wrestling of his own. But I feel like Antonio Carlos Jr. would just have too much ability to try and get that fight to the ground, and then he will end up looking for a submission. But I don't think he will get the submission. I think it would just be 15 minutes of him just grinding on him, trying to look for a submission.
So you're taking Antonio
Carlos Jr. Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
So with Brad Tavares, with what I've seen, it's his chin's kind of suspect. He hasn't. Obviously losing to guys like Shabazian and Adesanya. To survive an onslaught from Adesanya is kind of impressive, but his chin's not all there. I I think Carlos Jr. could definitely take him down to the ground and ground and pound him, and I believe it will make it to decision. I don't really see this one ending by knockout, but maybe even submission. But I definitely have to think. I think Antonio Carlos Jr. is going to take this one.
What about you, Speakeasy?
Shit, sorry, I was muted. I apologize. I was say, yeah, I feel like Tavares has almost become like the gateway
Gatekeeper?
guy to the gateway
Yeah.
guy of that division.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it because he looked promising at one point in his career, but he hasn't looked the same. I'm not familiar at all with Antonio Carlos Jr., but I had to take the Brazilian because you guys picked him and you guys know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm gonna copy you guys. I'm gonna go with Antonio Carlos Jr.
Hey, you're doing the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at the moment, and you Speakeasy. Come on, you should be watching him to get tips and tricks and tutorials.
I gotta prep for the fucking schmo, okay? So I hope you're watching, schmo, and I hope you're sweating, and I hope you're pissing your fucking pants because I'm coming, man.
Is that your character?
My character.
Yeah, that's Scarface.
Schmo's got his character.
Schmo, yeah.
Tony Montana.
I don't really have a character. I'm kind of just like the character 24/7. I'm a fucking weirdo.
Speak easy, baby.
It's easy. Speak easy, baby. And let me continue on with this one real quick too. I apologize, guys. And since you did say that, though, I gotta do this just one time.
It's easy. Speak easy, baby.
All right, on to the rest of the card. Let me find this. Let me learn how to navigate the internet. Here we go. All right, to the main card, what everybody came for. Starting off, we have Mariana Rodriguez versus Amanda Ribas. Ribas, as they say in Brazil. I'll go first in this one. I'm gonna take Amanda. I'm excited to say her name and see her fight again. She honestly, like, obviously she's like, everyone likes her because she's easy on the eyes, but she's actually a really, really good jiu-jitsu practitioner too. So she's one of the few female fighters that I enjoy watching compete because she is truly like skilled and at elite level when it comes to jiu-jitsu. At least she makes it look that way. Maybe the people she's fighting aren't that skilled, but she's great in my opinion. Chris, I'll let you go second on that one.
So I think I have Ribas winning this one. It's just with Marina Rodriguez, she showed a kryptonite in her last fight against Carla Esparza. She got controlled for most of the fights. A lot of people thought she won, but she won. Like she looked really good in the stand-up in that fight when she was on the feet. Maybe like the last 30 seconds or last 10 seconds of the rounds, but on the ground she just looked kind of helpless. Landing some strikes from the bottom, but Carla's more of a, just hugging. Carla Esparza is like a really good top wrestler where it's like she takes you to the ground, she doesn't do much from there. I think Ribas is definitely a better grappler than Carla, I think, and she's more of a submission threat as well. So with Amanda, I think she should get this one done in maybe 1 or 2 rounds. I think she submits Marina Rodriguez, and I think she makes quick work, honestly.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp. What about you, Lenny?
Absolutely, that's the only way I see it going. The only loss on Amanda Ribas' record was against Poliana Viana. In fact, the woman, actually not the guy. Whoops, the woman who's also in the UFC. The woman who's also in the UFC right now. But her loss was again, and that was via TKO, KO back in 2015 where she lost. But I don't see Mariana Rodriguez being a threat on the feet to Amanda Ribas. I feel like Amanda Ribas is going to take this one straight to the floor, straight to the ground. Look for that submission, as Chris said perfectly. She's a very submission threat against Esparza. Rodriguez, kind of struggled with the top heavy pressure of Esparza, the wrestling freestyle American wrestling style of hers. And I feel like Ribas, she'll come in, get that fight to the floor, and look for a submission pretty quick.
Yeah, there's like some grapplers who they kind of wrestle fuck you. They stand on top of you just to keep control of the fight. Little strikes here and there. Ribas is one of those the fighters where when she gets you on the ground or any type of position where she can finish you, she's good enough of a black belt to get it. And I love watching that because they do some freaky shit. You're just like, whoa, like. It's so impressive sometimes with some of these jiu-jitsu people how they sneak in submissions.
100%.
On to the next fight. we have Matt, the steamroller for Vola, makes a return against Adman Azatar. Azatar is actually the favorite in this one against Frivola. But
100%.
Lenny, take it away, brother. Because
And you said
he is 13-0.
You said Ottman Azaitar as the favorite, and 100%. You know, this guy's a 13-0. In his last fight, he knocked out Karma Worthy, who was the underdog killer. You know, he submitted Luis Pena, knocked out Devontae Smith, and before that, you've probably seen this knockout over and over again when he knocked out Timo Pakalin at UFC 242. That overhand right absolutely starched the guy. The guy's leg was shaking on the ground. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's got some crazy power, and I see it in this fight. I feel like it's going the exact same way. The durability of Matt Frivola, you know, he's got a lot of durability. A split decision win in his last fight against Luis Pena, but you know, he's been knocked out before. If you look on his record, he's been knocked out by Polo Reyes back in 2018. So that bit kind of sets me up thinking maybe. Yeah, does he have the same power? Polo Reyes, does he have the same power as Ottman Azaitar? Ottman Azaitar has probably got the most power in the 155-pound division. He's ridiculously, he throws bombs, and I feel like if he connects with one of them bombs, it could be a real quick night for Ottman Azaitar, as he's made recently against Karma Worthy. He made that quick night, and I feel like he can put his hands on Matt Frivola real quick. Chris,
who do you got in this one?
So I think I'm gonna have to go with the underdog Matt Frivola. I don't know, his boxing is pretty crisp. I feel like he's gonna outpoint Azaitar. I feel like Azaitar is gonna try to land that one one big right overhand. I think it's gonna be like a replay of Matt Snell versus Tyson Nam, where it's like Snell didn't have the best chin, but he survived 3 rounds and he managed to outpoint him while Nam was trying to get that one shot in. So I feel like Frivola should be able to kind of do the same thing against Azaitar. I definitely, it's definitely a tough fight for him, a tough test. But I don't know. I have a good feeling about the underdog in here, so I'm going to go Frivola.
Yeah, noted too that obviously, the Bulldozers undefeated at 13-0, but the steamroller, Matt Frivola, 8-1-1. So not necessarily a terrible record. He's also American. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to Asher and Lenny, but USA. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely stands a chance. But Azaitar does look like a fucking destroyer. But I do want to welcome from MMA Brothers Podcast, Asher. And who do you have for this one, man? Canada.
South Korea.
Oh, yeah, you're in South Korea right now, man.
Yo, MMA Island. I got Max Holloway, baby.
Oh, yeah, bro. I got to pick on you, bro. I got to ask you after the show who's your go still, man.
We'll discuss that later.
Yeah,
but yeah, this one I got Ottman, man. I got Ottman. This guy's he's a beast, bro. He's scary. He's got hands of steel. I think he should make quick work of Matt in this fight. I'm not gonna give too many details. I just think that guy is someone to be reckoned with, and I mean, 155 is a crazy division in terms of the amount of talent that we have there. So add Ottman to the list, man. This guy is super scary, so I'm picking him.
Yeah, that one, and I wasn't too familiar with the card ahead of time, and it sounds like quite casual of me, but I am a little bit of a casual, I'll admit. But I'm now excited for that fight because I know both guys can bang. Jessica I for Joanne Calderwood. Asher, you've been absent from the show. I'll let you go first on this one. Who do you got and why?
I don't want to sound like for me, I always find it weird when I hate on like women's fights because then like you get called a sexist or whatever and stuff like that. But, like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I will tell you right now, I am not excited for this fight at all. These are two really boring fighters.
Hey, sexist.
Boo, sexist. No, but look at the decision rate, man. Like, look at Jessica I's decision is 73%, right? Joanne Calderwood's a little less, but like that just goes to show you what I'm talking about. I don't care if it's a guy or a girl. If your decision rate is that high, then I know that's going to be kind of a boring fight, right? Again, I'm not a casual. I have seen a lot of Jessica I's fights. I know a lot about Joanne Calderwood. Joanne Calderwood was she was supposed to get a title shot against Shevchenko, but she thought it was a smart idea to take a fight against Jennifer Maia before she fought Shevchenko, because I don't know if she wanted an extra paycheck or if she thought she was that good that she could beat anybody in her way and then fight Shevchenko. But obviously that didn't work out. She got submitted in the first round. And then Jessica Ai, everybody knows what Shevchenko did to her. I thought she, I'm not gonna go there, but it was a brutal KO. Everybody saw that, right? Even the commentators were afraid for her safety, right? So, these are two fighters that are kind of like just gonna be, somewhere in the top 10 in the flyweight division of the women's division. Sorry. So I'm gonna be picking Jessica Ai, I guess. Like, even though Joanne Calderwood is a more active fighter on the feet, I feel like Jessica Ai has a better wrestling skills. So I can see her going for some takedowns, trying to control her on the ground, because there's nothing from Calderwood's performance in the last fight that showed me that she's going to do well on the ground. So I'm going to pick Jessica Ai, but I promise you it's going to be a snoozer.
Snoozer. Where are we going? Should I go Chris or should I go Lenny? Actually, it's always fun because it's hard to do this on these. I'm going to let Asher point to who goes next.
Oh, wait.
Ha! See, I got it. What is that, Chris? You going to Chris?
Yeah.
I think it's Lenny. I don't know.
Glasses.
Yeah, wait, who should go first?
Glasses,
by the way.
Lenny,
What the
Lenny,
fuck was
glasses.
that? Is your wrist broken?
No.
We just use your other
There
hand.
we go. The thing is, I don't know where it is. Like, it's a mirror effect, right? So when I look at my screen, I see him here. But then
I'm about to do it like a fucking pro. MMA Island. Woo! I'm a fucking beast.
Damn, you got it.
Who's your pick? Calderwood or I?
I'm like, this guy down here.
Obviously biased. I'm biased towards JoJo because I've interviewed her before, and she's like one of my favorite fighters. But with the last fight, did she perform poorly? Yes, but there's a reason for that. I think the night before the fight, she fainted or something like that. It's probably from the weight cuts, but I think she had to get hospitalized even after the fight. But she wasn't in a good state to fight, and I definitely think that she shouldn't have been there that night. She should have pulled out of the fight, but she has an anytime, anywhere mentality. So, and I respect her for that. And I definitely think she's gonna fight Shevchenko at one point. She only says that she's 1 or 2 wins away from a title shot, and I agree with that. So with Joanne Calderwood, what she needs to do is keep this on the feet. Outpoint her with her kickboxing, use those Muay Thai kicks, and she's dangerous in the clinch. She's had for days, and with I she's just kind of like an average fighter where she doesn't really sell in anything. I mean, I guess she's a good wrestler, but I think with Calderwood, I think her jiu-jitsu is being overlooked with her last fight. I definitely think that it's gonna be a decision. Like this guy. Wait, this guy said.
I told you that's mirror effect, bro.
You saw it? Hey, there you go. That one's easy though. You just got to point up.
Yeah, point up.
All right, so I pretty much agree with what everyone said. I don't know the guy's name, bottom left. I'm so sorry. MMA Brothers, I agree with that.
No, let's go.
Yeah. Asher, MMA Brothers, whatever is easy.
MMA Brothers, I agree with what he said. This is a fight that I'm not kind of, setting my alarms for 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm not doing that. This is I want to sleep through that. I'll take the extra 20 minutes to sleep. But if you look at the strike, Sanuva strikes landed per minute. Joanna Calderwood's more busy on the feet. She's more busy on the feet, and that's the way I see it. I feel like Joanna Calderwood's gonna be more busy on the feet. I'll point her.
Lenny, can you look me in the face when you're talking?
I'm looking the wrong way. Oh my god, sorry.
So I feel like she's gonna outpoint her in this fight. Stick to her Muay Thai and her kickboxing, and I feel like she's gonna earn the unanimous decision win.
Well, there you have it, folks. We don't know our directions on this camera. I'm playing. Shout out to Benjamin Foe. He said you got to bring boxing to the channel. Benjamin, I got a boxer specifically on for you yesterday, man, but StreamYard was acting kind of funny, so we took it to Instagram. But I did upload it back to YouTube. So if you want to check that one out, it's there. His name's Bashir Abdur. Oh, I'm looking. Okay. And I'm playing. I'm looking back at Chris. But he's also from Detroit, man. So make sure you check that one out. We spent way too much time on that boring ass fight, dog. What the fuck, dog? But we all oh yeah, what up, guys? I got Jessica I just because she's higher ranked. There you go. There's my super analysis on that one.
Numbers lie, my friend. Numbers lie.
I got closed eyes for that fight. Let's be real. Huh?
Sorry that you interviewed JoJo MMA Island, but yeah, it's gonna be a snoozer, man. I'm just being honest.
On to she's gonna win. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see, bro. You'll see.
You'll all see. Trying to look at everybody. On to a super exciting fight. If probably casuals aren't buying, the casuals actually are watching this one. Fucking Conor McGregor's on it. The debut of Bellator champion. I should get a fight poster. You and Chris. But the debut of Bellator champion, Michael Chandler.
Bring a face off. It's like this, then here.
Look now everyone just.
Now everybody's gotta look up. Look up to Easy.
Michael,
go ahead.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna have Lenny read this one off just because he's fucking like his accent is like legit as fuck. Can you announce this fight to us, Lenny?
In the co-main event of the evening, we have Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler.
Yeah, but say it more English. Make it like cool. Like
that was English.
The co-main of the evening, we got Dan Hooker.
Co-main event of the evening.
So, in the co-main event of the evening, we have Dan Hooker, the New Zealand-born fighter, versus the Michael Chandler from the United States of America.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, tap out.
Only on the MMA Big Show, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With that, you know what, Liam? Since you did the announcement so perfectly and so English, I want your breakdown of this fight, man. I'm super excited for this fight. I'm super pumped. I love when guys from Bellator cross over to the UFC because it gives you an idea of of where Bellator is at as a promotion. And this guy was Mr. Bellator. He was like the face of there for a minute too. I win with this pointing thing because all I gotta do is this. But Lenny,
I'm trying to point myself. That shit's hard.
What do you make of the of Michael Chandler's debut? What are your expectations of him? And do you have him pulling away the victory?
Stylistically, for Michael Chandler's UFC debut, I think this is the hardest matchup. One of the hardest matchups they probably could have given him. Dan Hooker, he's no joke. If you look at his last fight against Dustin Poirier, that guy rocked Dustin Poirier quite a few times, and his kickboxing is absolutely incredible. And he's been fighting. This is what he's been fighting his whole career. As wrestlers, people wanted to take. Everyone's been wanting to take Dan Hooker down in his whole career. This guy is absolutely incredible on the feet. You don't want to stand with him. Just look what he done to Gilbert Burns back at 155 pounds. This guy is the bee's knees of the 155-pound division. He's ridiculous. And Michael Chandler's got a really tough test in front of him. He's got to get that wrestling started, and he's got to get it earlier, in my opinion. He's got to get him against the cage, making him sprawl early. Try and get Dan Hooker to the ground and try and work and get a little bit tired. Because if it goes to the full 15, I see Dan Hooker using his kickboxing, using them push kicks into the body, and pointing out unanimous decision. But Michael Chandler's got a really tough test, and that reach as well. He's got I think it was like a 4-inch reach advantage over Michael Chandler, which is ridiculous.
It's a 75-inch reach advantage. He has 0 reach.
Oh yeah, I think he's on the it might be 71 or 68 off the top of my head. I'm not too sure.
I'll pull it up. Google machine would tell me.
So yeah, this is a really tough matchup for Michael Chandler, but unfortunately, I don't really see him taking the win. I feel like Dan Hooker's a beast, and stylistically, this is the hardest matchup that probably UFC could have gave him in his UFC debut as well. And they gave him one of the toughest people durability wise as well. If you look at his last fight against Dustin Poirier, he can take a lot of shots and keep on coming. But if Michael Chandler can get to the ground, it's his world. But if Hooker keeps that standing, he has all the ability, all the technique, and to get that fight and take the win.
That's a great point too, because it's not like Hooker hasn't seen wrestlers. It's not like that's been guys' game plan against him. Like he went against Real Estate Al, Raging Al, and he's I think he's a good grappler too, and even he struggled to handle Dan Hooker. Hooker beat him handily.
He has a kickboxing background, and ever since he's been growing up in MMA, everyone's been trying to take him down. You know, you don't want to stand with Dan Hooker. This guy used to fight at heavyweight. I saw an Instagram post earlier today. He was fighting at heavyweight against a big dude as well, and he was like taking the shots as well. He was taking the shots clean against. I think he took like knees to the head clean, and this is against a heavyweight fighter, and a guy with a big belly.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say about guys with big bellies, Lenny?
I love guys with big belly.
I'm saying they can take a shot.
That, you'll never. I'm canceling you.
I saw that video of Adesanya sparring with Dan Hooker. So
Tiger Muay Thai. That's
yeah.
Who didn't Dan Hooker used to cut to 145?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Man.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, was he like 6'2"? Ridiculous. I don't know what he walks around, but it has to be like 190, surely.
Because people always talk about who's the guy? I can't think of his fucking name. Jared
Cannonier?
Yeah, Cannonier, how he fluctuated. But from Dan Hooker to
Gordon?
have fought heavyweight at some point and then to fight, 145 in the UFC, that's fucking insane, man.
Yeah, Jared Cannonier kind of went the opposite way. He started at heavyweight, went to light heavyweight, now he's at middleweight. And when he fought against Robert Whittaker, he said that he might cut to 170 pounds on the embedded, which was kind of crazy.
Chris, you've been kind of silent.
Cannonier is going to be fighting at flyweight. It's going to be My man went through all the divisions, bro. All the divisions.
Chris, what's your breakdown? What are your expectations for Michael Chandler in his UFC debut against Dan Hooker? Dan the Hangman Hooker.
I think my Wi-Fi is breaking down. I'm not sure. It's kind of.
Oh shit, you are. You're frozen. At least you're not making an ugly face though. Could be way worse than that.
I did that the other day, didn't I?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, cool. So with Michael Chandler, he's like a big name from Bellator. I feel like a lot of people discredit him just for not fighting in the UFC before, and he definitely deserves a lot more credit. I mean, he's a championship level fighter, 3-time champion in Bellator. Dan Hooker definitely has some good cardio, with the wars against Paul Felder and Dustin Poirier. I feel like those wars will kind of weigh on him a little bit, just because I feel like from those wars his chin will deteriorate. And Chandler has some good power in his hands. I feel like that's being overlooked. And stylistically, yeah, this is probably the hardest fight for him. And with his takedown defense, I actually believe that Chandler has more weapons. I feel like with that right overhand, he should be able to transition it to a takedown. So I feel like Chandler should be able to ride this one out for a 3-round decision. But yeah, man, just Chandler is underrated, and I truly hope that he could show the world that you don't have to be in the UFC to necessarily be the best.
100%. I agree. Look at the names. Look at his track record. He's beat Benson Henderson, Tricky Pitbull, lost against Patricio Pitbull though. But he's beat Benson Henderson twice. He beat Eddie Alvarez back in the day. He's been in wars with Eddie Alvarez there twice. But he's a really good fighter. Got some really good names under. As you said today, he's got some punching power as well. Knocked out Benson Henderson in his last fight, Bellator. Mm-hmm. Knocked out Sydney Outlaw. He's got some really, really good power. But I feel like he's going to get the wrestling working early in this fight because Dan Hooker. He's got that long, rangy kicks, and he's going to use that to his full advantage in this fight.
Mm-hmm. And even if he doesn't take down Dan Hooker, I feel like just holding him against the cage, having the octagon control and the aggressiveness, I feel like he could win the fight, by just holding him down against the cage for good. So I definitely think he has more ways to win, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of. You guys think Scott, like when his guys leave, you think he roots for him to do well, or do you think he's like, fuck him, I want him to get knocked out?
No. If you look on the Bellator YouTube channel, they have been promoting Michael Chandler crazy. They've been wanting their man to do well. If you look on the Bellator YouTube channel, they've actually been putting on 3 fights of Michael Chandler. They're actually trying to promote him to do well. And think about it, if Michael Chandler does well in the UFC, that looks much better for the Bellator because it kind of gives them a better, standing point. And they've actually got some good fighters in their divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and what's crazy with the highlights, like the countdown, they can't show any of. I'm not sure if it's Bellator's choice or UFC's choice, but if you look on the highlights, you don't see anything from Michael Chandler. It's just him training at Sanford. So I'm not sure. Do you guys think it's because of Bellator? Do you think Bellator is not allowing the UFC, or do you think the UFC doesn't want to promote it?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's like a licensing thing because with Bellator, and when it comes to like other promotions and whatnot, Dana doesn't even acknowledge like as if there is any other ones. You know what I'm saying? So like I think that's part of it too, and that's like something he's like cold hard set on too. Like he just pretends like other ones don't even exist. So I think that's a big part of it as well. Even if Bellator is like, yeah, here's his highlights, Dana's like, fuck you.
If you look
because,
on
like, Bellator for like wheelchairs and fighting and stuff like that.
What'd you say one more time, Chris? Oh, hello.
Oh, sorry. Go on ahead. My computer's glitchy.
Oh, okay. What were you gonna say, Lenny?
I said if to my point, as I said, if you look on the YouTube channel of Bellator's, they've been uploading Michael Chandler fights quite frequently, leading up to the fight week as well.
It's kind of smart to soak up all the Michael Chandler love you can while his name's hot right now too.
I watched it before. We came on. They did like all of his wins inside the Bellator, and I just watched them all.
We get it, Lenny. You're a hardcore, bro. Chill out, all right? I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Fucking MMA, bro. Yeah.
Just bleed, bro.
Just bleed.
No, we clean.
All right. Anyway. Episode 2? No, I'm playing.
Yeah, that's me. You should see me when I'm alone at 4 a.m. in the morning.
You want to escort us away from the image Lenny just put in our heads?
I don't put any image in your head. You put the image in your own head.
I'm gonna pick Dan Hooker to win this one. I know everybody's been hyped on Michael Chandler, but I just feel like Dan Hooker is a hard puzzle to solve, obviously because of his height and reach. I think it's Lenny, right? You said that he's improved his wrestling a lot. And so has Adesanya. And people remember when Adesanya first came into the UFC, you could take him down like no problem, and everybody knew that that's the way to beat him, right? Just take him down. And then all of a sudden they couldn't take Izzy down anymore. So it's kind of the same thing with Hooker. I think his wrestling defense is getting better every fight. Michael Chandler obviously is a very, very gifted wrestler, so he's going to want to test those skills. But I just have a feeling that is this a three round fight?
3 rounds.
I guess it's 3 rounds. Yeah,
that sucks, man. I wish it was 5.
Okay. I wish it was 5.
Dang, a 5-round fight, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a 3-round fight, then I guess you expect it to be high paced, high action because it's only 15 minutes, right? So I'm gonna pick Hooker to win this one by 2nd or 3rd round TKO. I just have a feeling that when Chandler's gonna go in for a takedown, Hooker's gonna know that this is coming, bro. He's gonna want to time a knee. He's gonna want to do something. He has a plan for Chandler when he goes in for those takedowns.
That reminds
guarantee.
Me. If you look at his Dan Hooker's fight against Ross Pearson.
Yeah, like that style knee, right? When he went in and then he just threw a random knee and then caught him and his mouthpiece went flying and stuff.
And against Jim Miller. He did it against Jim Miller as well. So he has a great point what you said there. I totally forgot that.
Yeah, exactly. So Dan Hooker definitely has that in the bag, right? It's like, yes, that is. Thank you for agreeing. So I was like, whoa, yeah. So yeah, I hope I don't want to see him get knocked out on his first fight in the UFC. It would be kind of tough because after watching the embedded videos and just after watching all of his videos, I'm hoping he seems like a nice guy. He adopted a kid, he seems like a respectable dude. But hey, man, this is a fight game. You can be the nicest guy in the world. Look at Junior Dos Santos, nicest guy in the world. He's been KO'd 4 fights in a row.
You don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. So, just if I want to put my money where my mouth is, I'm putting it on Hooker. Yes, I know Chandler has all the experience in Bellator, but then again, if you think about some of the people Hooker has fought in the UFC, he's fought straight killers, man. So
you're putting your money in your mouth on a Hooker? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I'm putting my money in my mouth, and it's on a Hooker, baby.
Man, this is I am truly super excited for this fight. Shout out to Lenny from MMA Unhinged too for letting us know that the Bellator highlights of Michael Chandler are there, because I know there's a lot of UFC casuals who are tapping in to watch McGregor and they don't know who he is at all. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you head over to the Bellator YouTube page. after you're done watching this, and after you subscribe to MMA Island, MMA Unhinged, and soon to be in the description below too. I'll put MMA Brothers podcast in there as well. But as far as a pick for this fight, I fucking don't know, mate. I'm gonna go with. I think this is kind of a quick. Is this kind of quick return for Dan Hooker after the fucking war he had with Poirier? I know Poirier's returning too, but I think Dan Hooker got the worst of it. Is this kind of fast for him, you think, or no?
Nah, it's been like 6 months, I think, right? Since they last.
It was like in June or July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
good.
That was both their last fights.
You know what? Then give me.
Yeah. It was July, I think, the 6th month.
Okay.
Yeah, June.
Give me Chandler. You know what? I was going to say Hooker because I think striking-wise, obviously, he's phenomenal and probably more superior for sure. But Chandler does have some power in those hands, and I think my man Dan Hooker's a bit chinny, you know, after so many wars, striking and whatnot, both through kickboxing
and Poirier could take him down, right? I think Poirier took Hooker down.
Oh yeah, Poirier took him down too, yeah. And again, though, I don't know where to rate.
That was that was a 5-round fight as well for Dan. And I think Dustin Poirier, I think it was the only time he managed to take him down was in the 5th round when Dan Hooker was tired, if I'm correct.
I think that was back, and that's a fun one to run back too, because that was a fucking phenomenal fight. 2020 Fight of the Year candidate for sure. But I'm gonna go with Chandler. I think Hooker's a bit chinny throughout the wars he's been through. And that stuff adds up, man. That stuff adds up, and you get knocked out a lot quicker after getting knocked out so many times, even just knocked down. But man, casual's dream. Lenny, you have the beautiful voice. Do you mind announcing this next fight for us? I can put on the screen for you too. If you
Easy in love with your voice, man.
I feel like it adds like IQ points and like I don't know, bro. Am I the only one? I feel like every time in America we have like documentaries and whatnot on like the wildlife, it's always narrated in what kind of voice?
Like BBC Earth, the David Attenborough, whatever his name is.
Listen, don't talk about BBC here, you sick pervert. And your mouth and whatnot. Get the fuck out of here. No, but they always narrate these things with Lenny's accent, man. So I'm Lenny. The main event. I'm gonna have just say it, Lenny. Take it away, dog. What's the main event? Who we got?
Why are you making me do this? The main event of the evening, we have in the red corner, Dustin Poirier versus the Conor McGregor in the blue corner. Arriving on Fight Island in his yacht, the only way, he has to arrive in style, doesn't he? This is McGregor, he likes to be the center of attention. And on Saturday, Sunday night, I'm not too sure when the fight is actually. I think it's Sunday night, but Saturday morning, I don't know. Anyway. Center of attention in McGregor will be on Saturday or Sunday night. I think he's going to go in there. If you look, you were talking there about Dan Hooker and his chin, and he come back. He's took a lot, but look at Dan Hooker. Dustin Poirier. Look at the wars he's been in recently. Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez. In his last fight, Dan Hooker. He's been in so many wars recently, and that's what he's going to want against Conor McGregor. And I feel like if he goes in there looking for a war against McGregor, one shot can put him out. But if Dustin Poirier could take him to them later rounds and grind it out, I think he's going to take over around the 3rd or 4th, 5th. But if McGregor doesn't get him out in the 1st and 2nd, I see the fight taking over because just how durability of Poirier and how much he just keeps on coming. This is like one of the guys in the whole UFC. He's one of the most determined guys I've ever seen in my life. Look at the difference he's made from 10 years on from the first fight in 2014. 10 years on. What am I chatting about? Like 7 years on, 6 years on. The absolute
when they were in high school, man. Let's go. They're like,
the adjustments Poirier has made since the first fight is ridiculous. With his new boxing coach after that fight, the step up to 155 pounds, he's looked real good. And other than the Michael Johnson loss and Habib, he's looked like a real top contender.
So you're taking Poirier?
No. McGregor. Yeah, McGregor. I think McGregor lands a shot, and we've always talked about Dustin Poirier and his boxing, how good it is, how much it improved. But if you look at his last, 5-6 fights, he takes a lot of shots. He takes. If you look against Dan Hooker, Hooker hurt him, and McGregor's a finisher. When McGregor gets someone hurt, he tends to finish the fight. We've seen it against Chad Mendes, Aldo. Obviously not Habib. Habib finished him. Habib was dominant that night. But we've seen it if McGregor hurts you, he's going to finish you. And I feel like Dustin Poirier takes too many shots and he's going to get clipped.
Ooh, with the heartbreaker, man. Dustin Poirier is such a good guy. Speaking of Michael Chandler being good guys, Dustin Poirier is one of those good guys too. Chris, you've been quite silent lately. We haven't heard you chatting a bit. You won't give us a prediction for the fight?
So my missing Mac prediction is with Conor. It's just, man, all he needs to do is land his left, and it's lights out. I'm kidding.
He's so motivated this time around, guys.
Dustin Poirier, you know, like he's been in a lot of wars. When I think of fights, I think of the wars they've previously been in, and you know, I think about how the chin can deteriorate over time. So with Dan Hooker's fight, you know, that one is a war. Dustin's an entertainer. You know, like every fight's just about 5 a night. So and he looked really hurt in that Dan Hooker fight as well. I mean, he stayed up standing, but he got hurt. He got rocked quite a bit. But
he almost went out, man. I think in the second, right? In the second, he was up against that cage, and he was on his way there, and that buzzer went off. The bell went off. Kind of saved him a bit.
Yeah, for sure. And I just with Conor at 155, that's I think the weight class where he has the most power at maybe. And you know that physically that's where he needs to be. And people think about there's a narrative where it's like he's a totally different fighter, which I agree with. But you know, Conor got 2 belts after that first fight, and you know he dedicated a whole year of his life just to boxing. So just the art of boxing. So I definitely have to choose Volkanovski by decision on this one.
Volkanovski, the GOAT?
Yeah. I think he gets it done in 5.
Why are you guys Volkanovski jokes?
He said Volkanovski.
that one caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Volkanovski is the best featherweight right now. You know, beat Max twice, Jose once, Chad once. Yeah, I mean, just how good is Volkanovski, you know?
Just how good is Volkanovski?
If you guys don't know what's going on, it's a running shit talk between Chris, Asher, and myself because we had a whole featherweight MMA GOAT debate. There we go. Let's get the face off real quick. Face them off, Asher. I was hoping you turn the other way so I could laugh at you, but you did pretty well there.
Nah. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on fool me. You know how to think anyway. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on MMA Unhinged. Fool me 3 times, shame on Easy. Fool me 4 times, shame on MMA Island. That's how it goes, right?
Blocked.
Watched.
Are you taking McGregor then?
For me, honestly, in this fight, Dustin Poirier,
yeah,
I know like oh, sorry.
That's rude.
It's Dustin Poirier, yes, he's shown to have a chin at 155, but he's been in wars, man. Like he hasn't really had a fight where he's gone in there and dusted a guy like very easily. Yes, he gets his wins, but most of his wins are actually hard fought, you know. So like I'm thinking about like even against Dan Hooker, like he took a lot of damage. Yes, he gave more damage than he took. Go back to his fight before that, it was against Justin Gaethje. Same thing. He took a lot of damage, but he gave more damage, and then he ended up winning that fight. Going back to Eddie Alvarez too, he had 2 fights with Eddie Alvarez that were kind of brutal as well. Like, yeah, he won the fights at the end of the day, but Poirier is that guy that like he'll get his wins, but like it's not without like a lot of damage being taken. And with Conor, like yeah, he has had a couple losses. He lost to Nate Diaz and to Khabib. Those are his only 2 losses in the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. And like he doesn't take a lot of damage in his fights, other than the Nate Diaz fight and the Khabib fights, obviously. Which fights have you seen Conor take like an insane amount of damage? So in terms of freshness compared to these fighters, Conor should be the fresher fighter, right? So, and also like he hasn't been competing as much as Poirier, which could be a good thing, which could be a bad thing, right? So, but obviously everybody knows Conor's got that left hand, right? That left hand from wherever you want to call it, from Dublin.
Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin Island. Dublin Island. That left hand. And everybody knows that, not everybody, a lot of people have been saying that Poirier is going to be going for those leg kicks to try and check, to try and stop McGregor's power in his left hand. But the thing is, though, Poirier tries to do that too many times, Connor's just gonna time him. Like, oh, he's gonna throw a leg kick right now. I'm just gonna throw a left straight, like down the middle, as soon as he tries to throw a left kick. So, I'm sure people have tried to do that before, throw a couple leg kicks in the beginning, but then they realize like, oh shit, he countered me. Let's not do that again, you know. So, if Conor McGregor shows up the way he showed up against like Eddie Alvarez, I hated the way he showed up against Khabib when he was like power walking and like the way he walked in, and as soon as the fight started with his hands down,
motivated
and stuff, I was just like, dude, like I immediately, as soon as I saw him walk towards Khabib, I knew he had lost the fight. I'm like, he's not taking this shit seriously, right? And I like the fact that there's been no bad blood in this press conference. He's been all business. He's just been talking, saying like, "Hey, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do what I'm going to do." Kind of like the way he was against Cowboy. I do not think he's going to do the power walk when he walks into the octagon. I think he's just going to be like all business. No, he won't. I don't think he will.
Really strong.
No, he will not do it. He will not do it.
It's his thing. He always does it. Yeah. What do you mean?
He didn't do it against Cowboy. Go check. He didn't do it against Cowboy. So. And I saw that and I was like, damn, he's serious. He's not playing around, right? So I don't think he's gonna do it. I mean,
he did the whole like, you know,
the kissing to the crowd.
At least do the
That he does, yes. But I think he's gonna take Poirier seriously. He's gonna go in there and then he's just gonna start fighting. So that I'm happy to see. That Conor, I'm excited. But the old Billy Shark Conor, I'm like, nah. By the way, shout out to Vince for that walk. A lot of people don't know that Vince McMahon started that shit. Like,
because he has the big dick swing and there's a little limp in Vince's.
So you're saying they're different?
Yeah, because Vince is more like I said, the big dick swing part of it, like you know what I'm saying? Like that, how English people are. No, I was kidding. He's like, oh, fuck, Mike. But no.
But Conor got that small dick swagger, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Kind of catching air on his, letting it swing a little, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just joking. Shout out to Conor McGregor's chub when he was fighting Floyd Mayweather. It's like,
that was weird. That was super weird. Shout out to him for surviving that moment. Because, like, in the day of the internet era, he should have been, like, murked. You know what I'm saying? How is that not on every gift and meme? Because it was a little
hard.
Yeah, but it was also like little. It's like, whoa.
I would be a little hard too if I was making $100 million, man. You give me $100 million the next day, I'll be like, hey, bro, like I'll be full hard. I'm like, holy shit. $100 million in the bank, bro. But anyways, I'm picking McGregor to win this fight. I see him winning it by like TKO in the second round or something. I don't see it going to a decision. I think someone's gonna fall. So I think it's going to be Poirier. And like you said, nice guy. I feel bad, but it is what it is. McGregor's back, baby.
And if you go back and...
go on.
No, go ahead, Chris.
No, yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, okay. So with this fight, I feel like there's no title on the line per se, but I feel like whoever wins this fight solidifies themselves as the best boxer in the UFC. And I say that because Dustin already beat Max twice. And, you know, Conor already beat Max once. I mean, obviously, that Max doesn't exist anymore. But I feel like whoever wins this one proves themselves as the best boxer in the UFC for sure.
That's fair. Liddy, what were you going to say?
I said if you go back and I'm pretty sure everyone here has seen the first fight against with the Poirier versus McGregor. And there's a slight adjustment McGregor made. He was throwing them straight hands. And then obviously Dustin Poirier was kind of catching him as well. You know, Poirier was catching him in that first fight, landing clean on McGregor's chin. And then McGregor made that little switch to kind of, you know, bring it round the guard and kind of land that hook. And that's what was different. That's how he got the knockout. So it's kind of see if he's, you know, if Poirier's going to kind of adjust that to maybe, you know, try and get a counter. I don't know. But in the first fight, we saw McGregor adjust the straight to the hook. Would it be the same story? I'm not too sure. I don't think so.
What if Conor got knocked out cold? Like,
could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Stiff boys, you know what I'm saying? Like where you're still standing but he's out. Oh my god! For some reason, while you were talking, Lenny, I just pictured it in my head, like the Jorge one, where like my man Till was out, but he's still catching bombs on his way down. I'm like, fuck, man. I don't know why I just pictured that in my head, but this fight's hard to pick.
If that happened, I would say McGregor should retire. It's like fuck it, bro.
Conor loses this one, there's going to be like an instant trilogy, I think.
Yeah, probably for sure. I mean, yeah, unless he doesn't want to, he's got the Billy straight. You got lots of fucking money, man. You don't have to be in here fighting, beating his ass. I feel like Poirier in the first matchup lost. Obviously, he lost the fight itself, but I feel like he lost it also to himself beforehand. I feel like he let his emotions get the best of him. You know, he was like super fiery and super. I guess if he put himself out there, I think what's up?
First fight, he was super emotional.
Yeah, super emotional. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that cost him a bit in the fight. Granted, we obviously know at this point that McGregor striking in that left hand is phenomenal. So I think it's a combination of the both. Good point on Chris's part and saying that's like who's the best boxer in this fight. Who's the best boxer? And Lenny, you keep making that face. You made a face when Chris said it too. Who else is in the conversation as far as boxing?
I got Stipe up there. Stipe's a really phenomenal boxer.
He was getting outstruck by a 5'9" DC. Get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, talking about MMA striking, I think Stipe.
Ben Askren.
I got Calvin Kattar as the best boxer, bro. Calvin Kattar, bro.
I think Jorge's got some phenomenal boxing too. Actually, if I'm throwing names in the hat.
I do believe Stipe has got one of the best boxing. He's so good. If you look at him, if you sit and analyze him, what he does, he's really good.
Yeah, if you ignore the first DC knockout, I think Stipe is in the conversation.
In the second fight, DC was piecing that man up, and then he just started hitting body shots. Which I guess is a tribute to boxing, though. But
everyone gets knocked out. DP got knocked out to McGregor. McGregor got dropped by Habib. How can you call him the best boxer if he's getting knocked down by a wrestler? Come on.
That one was like off guard though. He's not going to do anything, and then he just gets.
If you're the best boxer, you don't
acknowledge Habib's a fucking goat.
The best boxer in boxing, and he never got caught off guard.
How fucking great is Habib to dominate motherfuckers the way he did and be the guy to fucking like put McGregor on his ass, like over Floyd, over all of it. Get McGregor's looking to defend a takedown, but Habib's fucking legendary, bro. Shouts out to him. But this fight was really hard for me to pick, man. I think I've gone back and forth with it a lot of times. I think because of Poirier's being emotional in the first match, it favored McGregor. And the fact that PC McGregor's here now, after doing all the crazy shit he's done, he's not in Poirier's head as much. Gave advantage to Poirier coming in this one, but the wars that Poirier's taken, and the point I think that Asher made, and that the wins that Poirier has normally are wars, So I think in that scenario, I hate to fucking say it because I don't want to sound like a casual, but I think you have to favor McGregor. I'm saying he does have phenomenal striking. He's really precise, and his left hand is a fucking problem. What were you gonna say, Chris?
Oh yeah, so with Dustin Poirier, I feel like it's gonna be like Robbie Lawler versus Woodley, where it's like Robbie Lawler was in a lot of wars prior to that. And, that was like maybe 2 back-to-back wars, I think, with Rory McDonald and Carlos Condit. But then he went in there against Woodley, and he got like dropped with one of the first punches. So I feel like the same case could possibly be made for Dustin going in this weekend.
Yeah, talking about that kind of made me think. We talked about 10 seconds ago. Stipe Miocic, when he fought Francis Ngannou, he took a lot of punishment in that fight. Then came back, quick turnaround versus DC, got knocked out. And that could be, as you said, a lot of wars. Poirier has been a lot of wars. If you look at his track record, Hooker, war. Max Holloway, war. Eddie Alvarez, war. Justin Gaethje, war. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so tough, man. It's the wars. Who do you think's the better fighter?
Between McGregor and Poirier?
Yeah, Poirier's coming in like fresh chin. McGregor still.
McGregor, I think he's got
for sure.
I think McGregor just got more in the arsenal to kind of win the fight.
I think striking wise for sure. I think all around I like Poirier jiu-jitsu as well.
McGregor is really underrated, with his takedown defense. McGregor, if you look at the Habib fight in the first round, McGregor, he hold his own. I'll fully admit I was completely biased towards Habib in that fight because I put money on him and everything. But rewatching it, I was like, holy shit, McGregor actually kind of stopped some of these takedowns, which doesn't fucking happen. And you know what I'm saying? And McGregor's not known for doing that either. So McGregor's better than we give him credit for. I think because all the casuals parade through and fucking McGregor, but he truly is
there's a reason why there's hype behind the fucking truth. You know what I'm saying? McGregor's a shit.
100%. And I think he's like a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but that won't be used in this fight.
It's like it's like UK Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah,
we don't really worry about that.
He's his defense wrestling is really good. If you look at the Habib fight in the Chad Mendes fight, when he got caught in that kind of DAS but slash that guillotine, then he kind of rolled over. He's got really good defense on the ground, but he's going to get that over the years because everyone wants to take him down.
I'm chatting back to Archie. We're making predictions for UFC 257. You're late though, mate. That's your fellow UK and whatever. Real quick too, guys, because we're going on an hour, and I would love to fucking sit and nerd out a little bit, but I do have responsibilities. That's some stuff I planned to do after this. But has anyone heard of Volvic water? Have you heard of that, Asher or Chris?
I thought that was Sprite for a second.
Yeah, I was like, I think he's drinking Sprite, but then it looked like water. But because like I saw like the green and the lemon thing when you're drinking it. Is it good?
Oh, it's amazing.
He's talking Volvic water. He kept talking about last show. Did you spill some? Did you spill a little bit just now?
I gotta try me some of that.
I've seen it, fellas. I appreciate you doing this. I think it's something we should do for all the big cards, man. I'd love to do like a big MMA show, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in the speakeasy. We could bounce it around. This one originally was supposed to be on MMA Island, but my man, the motherfucking grind so hard, man. 4 interviews today and more. You got more, you said?
Yeah, so I have Charles Rosa at 6, so like then in 40 minutes, and then I have another one of Mark Montoya, who's he's a coach at Factory X, and then I got Chase Hooper for next week, so that's cool.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, rub it in our faces. Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Hey, and are those gonna be on Instagram or YouTube so people can check it out?
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll transfer them over from IG Live to YouTube. Yeah.
But well, I'll make sure I put your guys' Instagrams in here too. Thank you guys for joining in. Who wants to host next time? You want to host, Chris, or you want?
Yeah, I'll host. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make sure not to book that much interviews on the day that we host for sure.
But well, I appreciate you guys for joining, Asher. Appreciate you for coming in through last minute too. We'll fucking wrap it up, man. I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna hit the end broadcast. I'm gonna do it where it's sweet and it ends like this. Wait. Oh, I fucked it up.